Hi friends, welcome back to At Home with Holly. My name's Holly and I'm so glad that you're here today. It is officially time for maters. It is tomato time. So in this bucket, I have all the things we are going to start today. Today we are going to be doing all the tomatoes, but we are going to be doing two types of flowers, stock, because I forgot to start them a few weeks ago and I should have. So we're going to start some stock, but we're also going to be starting all of the tomatoes for this year. So I have lots of different types and varieties. So I'm going to take you through what I'm going to be planting, but you guys, all the things. We're doing all the things. So I'm excited that you guys are here. We are going to be planting, oh my gosh, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24. 24 varieties of tomato. And I'm excited about all of them. Let me get my cell tray filled and then I'll bring it in and let's get these seeds put in some soil. So for my seed starting mix, I like to use the Pro Mix with the mycorrhiza. And so I have a large bag of that and it's underneath my little table here. I get it pre-moistened with some really hot water. And then I also mix in some Trifecta Plus, which is an organic all-purpose slow-release fertilizer from Mi Gardener. And then I like to use these cell trays from Bootstrap Farmer because they come in fun colors and they're reusable and really well made. And Mi Gardener just also started carrying these as well, so that's a little bonus. And then on this day, I'm going to take a minute to go ahead and put all the tags in each of the cells. I normally wait to do that till after I've planted, but today, as I'm going to be walking you through the varieties, I chose to put the tags in first. Okay, friends, so let's get started with tomatillos. So I love tomatillos. I love salsa verde so much, and I canned some of it, and I've been very stingy with how I use it. So this year, I want to can more of it. So I am going to, in all of these trays, not the Snapdragons, but all of these tomatoes, what I'm going to do is in 1 2.5 inch cell, I'm going to sow a lot of seeds, probably like 6 seeds. I'm assuming that 4 to 6 of them will come up because they're Mi Gardener seeds, most of them. Some of them are a few years old and some of them are fresh. So I'm assuming at least half, probably almost all of them are going to come up. And that's okay. I'm actually going to separate them into their own pot once they have their first set of true leaves. So in a couple weeks, I'll separate them into, I only need one of each variety, but I have neighbors that are growing gardens for the first time and friends. And so I just want to be able to share these heirloom varieties that you can't always get at local garden centers. So make it easier for them. I'm already growing them. Instead of just thinning them and throwing them away, I'll just stick them in their own pot and they'll be ready for them. So for the 2 tomatillo varieties, I am growing a purple tomatillo, and then I'm also growing a Grand Rio Verde, I think. Yeah, Grand Rio Verde tomatillo. So I'm excited to have these. And for tomatillos, you need more than one. If you plant one, it doesn't have a pollination partner and it needs a pollination partner. So make sure if you're going to do tomatillos that you have at least 2 plants. And also they're delicious. So if you have room, plant more than 2. But so that's it for our tomatillos. Then we're going to move on to our slicing tomatoes. Honestly, you guys, I don't love fresh tomatoes just to eat on a sandwich or in a salad or just to eat. I love them in salsa. I love them in pico. I love them with other flavors that they add, but I haven't found the tomato that I'm like, yep, that's the one. So part of the reason why I grow so many of them is I'm looking for that perfect tomato that when I eat it, I'm like, this is it. This is the tomato I love. And if I don't find one that I love, I really do enjoy the flavor of sauces and all those things when they have a variety of some more acidic, some less acidic flavors in them. And I love my salsa with a mixture. So we're going to keep growing variety until we find the one that I love, and because I think they're beautiful when you grow this many. So the first one we're going to do is the Goldie tomato. It's an indeterminate and it's supposed to be sweet. So first one is going to be Goldie. I've not grown this one before, but Luke from Mi Gardener was talking about it, and you know, I'm a sucker for somebody that loves tomatoes. And when they talk about them so passionately, that's too many. When they talk about them so passionately, I'm like, maybe I'll love that one too. And I have liked all the tomatoes that I have tried on his recommendation. I haven't found the one that I love. So I'm not pronouncing this wrong, Dr. Witchy, I'm not sure, but this is the one that everyone loves. It's another indeterminate. It's supposed to be low acid. So I'm going to grow this one as well. I'm excited. This one's a slicer. The ones we're doing right now are all slicers. We started with our tomatillos. Now we're on our slicers. Okay, next slicer is going to be Kellogg's Breakfast. For the slicers, I am trying more of the yellow low acid varieties because I think that that's what I'm going to like the taste of better. So far, that's what I'm leaning towards. So Kellogg's Breakfast slicer. The next one is an orange Oxheart. I grew some pink Oxhearts last year that I absolutely loved. So I'm excited to try the orange ones. Again, lower acid, doesn't have a lot of seeds. The Oxhearts were like more meaty to me. Like I feel like they're not labeled as a paste, but very little seeds. So it's like a big old awesomeness. So orange Oxheart, here we go. Next is the Sunray tomato. It's not huge, but it is a sweet tomato, and I like that. So it's bigger than a cherry tomato, but it's not a huge. It's kind of like a orangey yellow one, and I really enjoyed the flavor in the things that I made it with. Again, it's not I'm still looking for a slicer that I'm like, yep, that's the one. But I liked it in the stuff, so we'll keep growing it. Gold Meadow tomato, another slicer. And this looks similarly, doesn't have definitely isn't as meaty, but it's not super seedy, if that makes sense. So it's supposed to be kind of sweeter. So we'll do gold medal and Valencia slicer. I did grow this last year. I enjoyed it. And again, it's not supposed to be like a paste, but it's pretty meaty for a slicer. So yeah, we're growing that one again. You guys, in the comments, if you have a slicer that you just love and it's not too acidic, let me know. This one I love. This is the Paul Robeson tomato. I think this is sweet. It says it's smoky. I don't know that I've tasted a ton of smokiness, but I think it's pretty delicious. Still not my favorite slicer, but I don't have a favorite slicer. So, but I think it's beautiful on the vine. Like it's gorgeous. So definitely want to grow that one. Okay, now we're going to go into our paste tomatoes, and then there's two that are like paste / slicers. So the two that are kind of combos for me, that's how I'm calling them, is the Ukrainian Purple tomato. This one looked beautiful. This one said it's sweet, meaty, and crack resistant, and I love a crack resistant. I'm not always the best at watering consistently. So there are a couple that I won't grow again because they're really prone to cracking. But this one says crack resistant, so I'll try it. I like a beautiful tomato too. I love the purple without having the GMO purple, y'all. Okay, then the next one that I said I grew last year that I loved, pink Oxheart. I love this. You get such a large mater, and it's meaty, and it's just, I'm into it. So definitely going to grow pink Oxhearts again. I don't think this one had a ton of crackage either. Most of these are indeterminates, but a few of them are determinate. Indeterminates meaning that I'm going to need to stake them, and they're going to grow taller than me. And I'm going to do a single stem, and I'll take you guys along when I do that. And then some of these are determinate, meaning they grow to a determined size. Those are the ones that you traditionally think of as like in cages. So we're going to grow all kinds of different ones so that we're going to get harvest at different times as well. So the next one is a paste tomato. I've not grown this one before, but it looked yummy. This one says, these compact plants are bursting with productivity, offering fruit that looks just like an adorable mini banana. Low acidity, meaty texture. I love that. And this is a determinant. So this one will be in a cage, not a tomato cage, because I don't think those are actually made for tomatoes. I think they're made for like eggplants or peppers, but a cage system to give it more support. So banana legs. Okay. Then the next one is, I think it's the only one I have from Johnny's in this. This is a Blue Beach. The thing about Johnny's is they don't have pictures, so I don't remember what drew me to it. However, this is a determinate. Oh wait, no, this is an indeterminate. This one's an indeterminate. I think it's like a Roma type, like a paste type. So I have written down that it's an indeterminate paste. So I think I was looking for some pastes that were delicious, not prone to cracking, and gave low acidity and heavy production. So I think that's probably why I chose that one. Some of those things, most of applied. Striped Roma. I am excited to jar a whole bunch of roasted marinara sauce and salsa, and can you tell I like jarred tomato products? So although I want to try out these slicers, and we'll get to some cherries and stuff too that are going to be fun, with the hope that I find my like snacking tomato, at the heart of it, I want lots of salsa and like stew tomatoes and diced, like I want those things in the jars. So we definitely need a ton of our paste tomatoes. So this one I just thought was beautiful. So a striped Roma. I'm not just growing for the food production, I'm also growing for my soul to feel alive in a beautiful space. And so I want to make sure like there's a rainbow of tomatoes and flowers and lots of different things for all the senses. So the next one is an Amish Paste. This is more of like a production tomato because you're going to get a ton of tomatoes and they're just like steady. You know, some of these you grow for fun and some of these you grow because you know you're going to get a basket full, a bushel full at least. So these are Amish Paste. These are indeterminates. These are high acid, so ideal for pasta sauce, ketchup, and canning. So Amish Paste. Now you want to start your tomatoes. Oh, that's a lot. You want to start your tomatoes, it says 6 to 8 weeks. I start mine at 8 weeks. Technically, this is 8.5 weeks because the second half of this week is supposed to be beautiful outside and I want to do outdoor projects. I don't want to be indoor project when it's like in the 60s. But you want to start them 6 to 8 weeks. I am comfortable potting them up. I wouldn't want them inside for longer than like 8.5, maybe 9 weeks tops. If it's 10 weeks is too early for me personally to start tomatoes because I don't want them to get so big they're gonna start to struggle from the shock to go outside. But 8 weeks is a sweet spot for me. I think they're nice strong plants to go outside. So the next one is the Jersey Devil. I have grown this one and I love it. You get a ton of them. They're huge. They're delicious. This is an indeterminate. This grows 6 inches long. Perfect for pasta sauces. This is another production one. So Jersey Devil. I love this one. Okay. Next is the Sheboygan tomato. I've never grown this one, but it says it's supposed to have the perfect balance of sweetness and acidity. Delicious eaten fresh and ideal for sauces. So you know, I'm always looking for that perfect balance. So we're going to do the Sheboygan as another paste. Next is the Powers tomato. I grew this last year. It was delicious. It was prolific. And I'm excited to grow it again. It's really, really good. This one was kind of sweet. It was good. I think it's a nice balance to the other ones that I grew. I really liked it. And it was pretty to look at. Now let's move on to our cherry and grape tomatoes. So I've not grown any of these before. These are the ones we're growing this year and they're absolutely beautiful. The first one is black cherry tomato. And honestly, this one just looks beautiful. This one says an unbelievably sweet tomato, low acidity. Yields several pounds per plant. Deep dark purple burgundy with a unique flavor. I'm into it. So black cherry tomato. Now, this all of the seeds that I'm growing are heirloom or hybrid. Well, these are all heirloom seeds, actually. I don't think there's anything wrong with hybrids. Get what grows best for you in your garden. But none of these are GMO, which you never have to use to say because home gardeners couldn't get GMO seeds before. But, you know, it's a slippery slope and they've opened the door now. So instead of coming from a place of fear, I'm going to come from a place of being empowered. And I'm going to grow my heirloom savable seeds this year and save my seeds. Because once people start getting GMO seeds, there hasn't been enough testing done on cross-pollination to heirlooms. And so you don't know who's growing what next door to you. So I'm definitely going to practice a lot more seed saving. I was listening to Jess. By the way, these are champagne bubbles. These look beautiful. Again, Luke from My Gardener was talking about them. And it says one of the sweetest on the market. So yes. But anyway, I was watching Jess from Roots and Refuge. And she was talking about how, you know, she's going to focus a lot on seed saving this year because you don't have to come from a place of fear or the unknown, but you do. It is always smart to practice, you know, best and worst case scenario. And it doesn't hurt to have your own seeds saved that you know weren't cross-pollinated so that you have your own seed bank that you can share with your friends or keep going in your family and pass down for generations. So the next one is the red Centiflor tomato. This has like little clusters of tomatoes and there's like 30 or 40 per cluster, and Luke grew this one and I thought it was great. So I'm telling you, Luke went live a couple times and a lot of these are purely because he's really good at talking about tomatoes and he's passionate about them, and it makes me want to try them so that I can find the one that I feel that way about. And maybe I will never find a tomato that I feel that way about, but I'm gonna keep trying. So the next one is dark orange Muscat tomato. This one is supposed to be sweet and bright. So I'm excited about the dark orange Muscat cherry tomato. Muscat? I'm not sure. I could be pronouncing that wrong. I apologize if I'm butchering them. I promise I will make delicious food out of them once they grow and make it up to them. Then the last tomato is going to be the Moonbeam tomato. And this is actually a grape tomato. It says very sweet and low acid. So this I'm hoping that I love to snack on. And if I don't, I've got a lot of neighborhood kids that come into my backyard. And if I can open up their palates to some tomato that maybe they're going to fall in love with, maybe it'll inspire some young future gardeners. And if not, they at least got some healthy snacks while they were in my backyard playing. And I love that too. Okay, so that is our 2024 tomato haul, which is pretty great and pretty, I think, you know, there are years where I've grown less varieties for sure. There are years in the future where I'm going to grow less varieties. For me, I think this was number one, the hunt for finding the perfect tomato for my palate. And also I like the idea of saving my own seeds on a lot of these for the future. So that's why I'm going to grow, what did I say? 24. Yes, all 24 of this, for all 24 varieties are going in my garden this year. But now we need some flowers because we're growing a beautiful garden. These are stock. Did I say snapdragons before? These are stock. I don't know. Either way, these are stock. These are the 2 packets that I picked up. These were when Olivia and I found our 10-cent packets at Menards on an errand we were running. So we have 2 varieties. We have a dwarf, like pink, white, red mix. And then we have a purple, pink, paler purple, pink variety as well. So I'm going to plant 4 of each of these. I've never grown stock, actually. Let me make sure I'm getting the right one. Pink and purple. I've never grown stock, but I love it. And I think it's beautiful. So I'm excited to have it in my yard. Really excited. Ooh, these are small, but bigger than I thought they were going to be. Okay, and then we'll do our white, pink, red mix as well. You can't beat 10-cent seeds. If you guys go somewhere and you see 10-cent seeds, I feel like you have to pick them up. Okay, white, pink, and red mix. Okay, so we have, let me double check. Okay, my friend, we have all 32 of these cells planted. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of soil on the top of these. I'm going to get these watered in and get them under grow lights. And then I'm going to show you guys all of our seedlings that we've grown together. They're doing so great. They're doing so well, so I can't wait to show you them. But let me get these covered up. I normally do vermiculite, but I have just a little bit of soil left in this container and it's already like moistened. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle this right on top, because I'm not going to be starting any more seeds for probably almost 2 weeks. So I want to use up this moistened soil. Okay, so we have our tomatoes that we just planted and our stock sitting on a heating mat with a humidity dome. And that is going to be its home for the next little bit. Up here we have our Yellow Wonder strawberries. We have 1.5 trays. I had probably closer to 80-90% germination, which is awesome for strawberries. But they were so little when they came up that a lot of them I may have killed. So that's why you plant a lot, because accidents happen. But we've still got about 50 or 60 of them that are looking great. Down here I have some celery and straw flowers that are still germinating, and Olivia is growing a cat grass grow goo this time for our cat. Down here I have a second version of strawberries. These are from Baker Creek and they're supposed to be an improved alpine strawberry. So I've got a 128 cell tray going. Those were cold stratifying in my fridge, and Olivia and I planted those, or I may have planted them myself. And then up here we have our peppers. We have all of our peppers separated into their own pots, and we've got 31 peppers, and then I have one more that is still waiting to germinate, but I just planted it like 2 days ago. And then I have one cauliflower that was up there. So these are all of our sweet and hot peppers. Down here we have our petunias, and these guys are heavy feeders. So normally just the trifecta plus is enough, but you can see they're starting to get just a little bit of yellow here and there, and I rotated them so that the larger ones are in the back and the front ones are so they're not going to get shadowed and have a chance to grow. And they've already doubled in size this week since I did that. But so I've been giving them some liquid fertilizer as well. Here are our sweet potato slips growing in there and growing beautiful roots. Down here we have our brassicas, and I'm actually going to plant these out in the few weeks. I just up potted them and they are going crazy. They all took to the up potting really well, besides these two. I think I broke the stem when I put them in, but that's okay. We still have about 30 others. And those are Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, kale, and can't remember if there's broccoli in there or not. We have our sweet potatoes growing slips down there. We have some flowers and celery. We have some viola, rudbeckia, daisies, calendulas, some I think there's asters in there, I'm not sure. Some asters, and like I said, 2 celeries. Up here, the lights are normally on, but I have it turned off because it's more like a red-blue. We have some rosemary and the other half of our Yellow Wonder strawberries. Up here, we have our onions, shallots, artichoke, and some calendula. Now, I've never grown calendula from seed before, and the packet said plant in January. and they bloomed inside. So I'm definitely gonna have to replant that. They've been lovely to have down here, but I'm gonna have to replant that as it gets a little closer so we have some for outside. So if you guys have planted calendula before, tell me when you guys sow it, how many weeks before your frost date do you guys, last frost date do you guys sow inside? Let me know. So we are growing up a storm in here, and in 2 weeks we will start some zinnias and some herbs and some more flowers. So we have our russet potatoes that we got from the grocery store, our organic potatoes. We have our, what do we have here? We have our caribou russets from Wood Prairie Farms, and then we have our, what are they called? Melba? Look at the tag. Elba, not Melba. We have our Elba, which is the improved version of Kennebec. So I'm excited to get these in the ground pretty soon as well. A few more weeks. So anyway, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you guys so much for all the support and the likes and the shares and the comments that you guys have made for the channel. It means so much to my family and I appreciate you so much. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We've got so much more growing and preserving and building projects and garden projects to come. So I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye, my friends.